The ambitious Chery brand has launched its second model in Australia. Meet the Tiggo 7 Pro medium SUV. With its long equipment list and decent pricing, this Chinese newcomer will attract attention. But is it worth buying? Let's find out. After bombing out in Australia last decade, Chery's been back in the local market since early 2023 with the compact Motor 5 SUV. The Tiggo 7 Pro is a class bigger and almost the same size as the Mazda CX-5, but its main competition at the budget end of the class are fellow Chinese, the Haval H6 and MG HS. There are three models in the Tiggo 7 Pro lineup, and here we're driving the entry-level Urban, which is priced at $39,990 drive away. For that you get some pretty cool gear like a panoramic sunroof, powered artificial leather seats, dual zone climate control and embedded sat nav. This car comes with $600 premium paint, and that's the only option. The Chery Tiggo 7 Pro comes with a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty, up to 7 years roadside assist and a competitive cap price servicing program. If the Motor 5 is a bit radical looking for you, then you shouldn't find the Tiggo 7 Pro quite so confronting. Sure, it's got this big chrome-laden grille, but overall it's squared off and bluff in that typical SUV way. There are some nice touches here, including standard LED headlights, roof rails and 18-inch alloy wheels, with a welcome full-size spare in the boot. By the way, this 290T badge references engine torque output in China. It's actually detuned to 275 Nm in Australia, so all a bit misleading. Like all Tiggo 7 Pros, the Urban comes powered by a 1.6 litre turbo-petrol engine mated with a dual-clutch 7-speed transmission. It's front-wheel drive, as is the next model up in the range, the Elite, with only the top-spec Ultimate all-wheel drive, but for that you pay an extra $6,000. The Tiggo 7 Pro is further proof that Chinese brands are up to speed when it comes to interior design. Good looking trims, often soft to the touch, all topped off by these dual 12.3 inch screens, one for infotainment and one for instruments. The one thing that kind of lets it down is the kitschy intro music that comes on and stays on for so long every time you get in the car. It's just unnecessary. Drill down into the details and there's plenty of hits and just a few misses in the Tiggo 7 Pro's cockpit. The steering wheel adjusts for reach and rake, which is great, but the seat, the driver's seat, only power adjusts for height off the rear edge. It's much better when it adjusts off the front edge as well. More helpfully, physical controls for the dual climate control, USB-C and USB-A points easily locatable, sitting right next to a smartphone wireless charging pad. There's plenty of places to stow your stuff in here. A big lidded bin and glove box, this storage area under the centre console, big door bins and dual cup holders. Okay, here's where the Tiggo 7 Pro's cockpit starts to lose me a bit. Navigating around through the various entertainment and information options within this screen is a bit of a pain. Also struggled really hard to connect Apple CarPlay. Wouldn't do it wirelessly with multiple phones through multiple attempts. In the end, only an Apple cable worked. The Tiggo 7 Pro also comes with Android Auto connection. There's also wireless charging. The instrument panel is tunable through 3 different looks, and being an old codger, I like the traditional design with a separate speedo and a separate tacho, 2 dials. It's a huge space, lots of room for different information, although the drive assist view is a bit worrying because it graphically shows cars veering on and off the road in front of you. It's a bit disconcerting. The Urban is the only Tiggo 7 Pro that doesn't come with a 360-degree camera, but the reversing camera and parking sensors still do a decent job. The camera view is a bit grainy, but still pretty clear. The Tiggo 7 Pro comes with a 2023 ANCAP 5-star safety rating and a full suite of driver assist systems. Some of it is bloody annoying though. We'll get to that in a second. Chery's done a fantastic job back here in the rear seat, releasing space in what is a compact SUV. There's heaps of toe room, heaps of knee room, heaps of headroom, heaps of elbow room. 2 adults would be perfectly happy back here. They'll certainly appreciate the directional aircon vents available to them, the USB-A point, various storage options, and the fold-down armrest with double cup holders. However, maybe, just maybe, some people will find the rear seat a bit too firm, and also the single-piece front seat obscures forward view a little bit. Like the rear seat, you're going to find the boot of the Tiggo 7 Pro more spacious than you might expect. Critically, it's long enough and wide enough to fit awkward and large items like bicycles once you split fold the rear seats, something that's easily done. The Urban lets you know it's a base model with its manual tailgate and lack of a security blind. There are also no hidey holes or nets to secure smaller items that might roll around when on the move. Speaking of which, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Get the Chery Tiggo Pro 7 Urban on the move. First impressions behind the steering wheel of the Tiggo 7 Pro are positive, but that's more about the design and ambience and the driving impressions once you get rolling, because they are less impressive. First off, you'll quickly notice if you tromp the throttle, plenty of wheel spin. Doesn't take much to provoke it, and it's a bit unedifying. More annoying is the gearbox's inability to hold a gear if you're driving up a hill on a steady throttle at a constant speed. The amount of gear hopping it does really isn't acceptable in a brand new car in the 21st century. Underneath it all though, one thing that does come to light is the engine itself is pretty positive experience. It's light, it's spinny, it has a go. But the car itself is not built for speed. It's more about comfort, but it doesn't really hit either mark. It's set up pretty soft to try and keep passengers comfortable at a relatively low speed, which makes it a better vehicle for around town. Trouble is, it's still pretty agriculture in the way it deals with some bumps and corrugations, and it doesn't really handle and steer well. It's pretty squidgy and soft, and the electric assist steering is pretty rubbery and pretty remote. It doesn't help there's an overlay of a bunch of driver assist systems that deflect the steering and grab at the wheel when they sense that you're veering out of your lane. Sometimes they're making a misjudgment. You can switch them off, but you have to go through the process with most of them every time you get in the car, and it's really an annoyance and a question like, why would you have these safety systems in the car at all if they're so annoying? All you want to do is switch them off. Another disappointment is the amount of bings, bongs, chimes and audible sounds that accompany the various driver monitoring, lane keeping, overspeeding functions that are switchable again each time you get in and out of the car. And they're just so annoying and intrusive, and they really distract from the function of driving. There's another issue, and that's fuel consumption. Came out at 9.3 litres per 100 kilometres, and that's well over the 7 litre per 100 claim. On the positive side, it's pretty refined in terms of noise and vibration and harshness in here. We're driving on a pretty coarse chip road, and there's not that much sound coming up off the tyres into the cabin. Engine noise and wind noise also don't appear to be a significant factor in terms of intrusion. So much right about this car, but so much fine-tuning and calibration is off the mark. It's really frustrating. I think we've said that before about Cherys, and I think we've said that about Chinese cars in general. Could be a whole lot better than what they are. The Chery Tiggo 7 Pro is good value, well equipped and spacious inside. Hey, standing in the showroom, it's a really appealing buy. But it's hard to get over just how disappointing it is to drive and just how annoying its faults are. Look, if Chery could overcome those shortcomings and deliver a refined Tiggo 7 Pro, then it would be well worth buying. Until then, look elsewhere. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos and let us know what you think in the comments below.